In the early days of Royale High, my favorite activity was role-playing. Me and my girlfriend, before we started dating, would spend hours every day in Royale High building an imaginary world of princesses who attended the school, while also joining roleplays of other people who are nearby and learning about the dramas this school might hold. So, when I realized that nowadays the chat is actually super empty and near no one is roleplaying, I decided to compile all the reasons to why that is so. And here are the things I noticed. Anyways, I'm Wilby, pronouns he, him, and welcome to Royale High Devs Aren't Making a Roleplay Game, it's about grinding now. Okay, so first, let's quickly compare Campus 2 and Campus 3 of Royale High. When Campus 2 was released, it had all the classes implemented, but no prom. There are no extra loading screens between servers when playing, and it's arguably an open-world experience. The way Barbie and her team minimized lag is by putting class locations far off the map and keeping them in an unloaded state unless your character walks into them, which is really smart and cool actually. On Campus 2, there are a total of 7 classes: Art, Chemistry, Baking, Computer, Swimming, PE. Each of the classes had a unique and interesting minigame, however you could enter their locations itself without triggering the minigame automatically and enjoy the locations themselves. Later in the updates, Barbie added the porcelain thrones as well as the ballroom area where an everyday prom would take place. Generally speaking, the gameplay of Royale High Campus 2 followed a set schedule. Morning, you could roleplay and have breakfast. Daytime, you had classes and or roleplay. Early evening was roleplay plus you're gonna make your ball outfit. Evening, you can roleplay during the ball or participate in other ball time minigames like dancing. And during the night, it was like 8 minutes of straight up freedom to just roleplay with no notifications about classes. This schedule for each in-game day kept the players interested and excited and gave equal opportunity of gameplay and roleplay, as well as the ability to skip a class if one wanted to roleplay during this time. In my opinion, this is ideal. Now, let's go to Campus 3. Campus 3, upon its release, was... well, its release came in phases and felt unfinished, to say the least. There is one class upon release and a lot of areas for quests. However, this is no longer an open world experience as all of the locations are split into different servers. This is Barbie's new way of minimizing lag. On paper, it sounds good, however, in execution it's quite questionable as it makes roleplaying harder. By constantly having to jump servers, it's near impossible to roleplay. Later in the updates, we got more locations but not many changes to make roleplaying easier. Due to the constant server jumping, there's no schedule for an in-game day. There's no in-game day system either. To make it easier, let's make a little table to compare Campus 2 and Campus 3. To make it, I'll input all of my favorite things about Campus 2 and whether Campus 3 has them or not. Although some of the beloved features seem to be coming eventually, a lot of the big pluses of Campus 2 are simply missing, all of the expensive better graphics with less lag. Thing is, it doesn't work as intended. I and many others still complain about the game ruining lag on occasion. Sometimes my game just lags out so bad that it runs at like 2 frames per second. This is simply absurd for a Roblox game. Now, let's talk about how all of that affects roleplaying. For this bit, I want to give a shout out to my girlfriend V for helping me. She doesn't have any active social medias, but I'll link her in active Twitter if you want to give her a follow. Anyways, let's start. Roleplaying became difficult for 3 main reasons. Long loading times for both people with weak and strong devices, the issue of server being full and having to constantly rejoin. The new server every time means new people every time. If you found a bad server on Campus 1 or 2, one with assholes who bully you for roleplaying, you just leave to find one without mean people. This is difficult on Campus 3. I believe I don't have to elaborate further on why these 3 are critical problems towards roleplaying. After all, I even see people who don't care about roleplaying complain about reason 1, for example. So yeah, these three issues are detrimental to role-playing, but are far from the only issues to suggest that Royale High doesn't prioritize role-playing. Let's look further at 2. The trading hub and grinding. Although I personally really love the feature of trading, I believe that in a way it's being exploited by the devs. Thing is, if you give a community the power to overinflate limited items, you're going to earn from it. After all, Barbie has a bunch of features to earn more diamonds or earn diamonds instantly. Letting the community set astronomical prices is a simply money farm for her. Let's look at halos, for example. This image is from a popular trading website, Tradery, that many Royale High players use to organize trades. Halos, an item which is supposed to be rare / an item you're supposed to be blessed by, is actually one of the main trading points with insane overinflated prices. By all means, it's supposed to be a collectible, a category of items available for a certain period of time and never again. Compare it to, for example, the dress from April Fools. Although it's a meme item, it can still be regarded as a collectible. It's not tradable and only available for those who logged in during the April Fools in 2019. So what's the point of making halos tradable but not the skirt? In my opinion, it's because the halos are arguably prettier and people will actually overinflate them. There's simply no other reason. I personally preferred halos when they just released and there was no trading system. It felt like something ultra rare. I myself am a Halo owner. I got the 2018 Halloween Halo from the Fountain, but even my girlfriend, who never got a Halo from the Fountain, holds the same opinion. She doesn't even want to buy a Halo because it just removes all of its coolness and specialty towards you. It's fun to get the item, not to pay 1 million diamonds for it, you know? So why do I bring all of this up? Because it's just a further suggestion that Barbie aims to make the game more grindy and tradey than role-playing. After all, she earns more money by encouraging people to earn diamonds than just role-playing around. My girlfriend shared a similar opinion, even stating that it feels like a waste of time to roleplay. You could be doing quests instead, end quote. I personally agree. Everything feels like a competition to get the newest set, newest item, buy the newest Halo, etc. before everyone else, which is just not fun. Side note, I find it so sad that trading has gotten so annoying and popular in the community that even the Royale High wiki had to put this giant text when you first enter a page that says you can't trade here, on an informative website. This is just insane. Now, point 3, the locations itself. First, let's talk about the location level barrier. It just feels off. I understand putting a trading hub behind a level barrier. After all, it helps to prevent exploiters and whatnot. However, putting the teacher's lounge and the counselor's offices behind this barrier is simply weird. I don't get the point. Entering a room shouldn't be a level reward. It's really odd. Like, why can't we roleplay as teachers at level 500? Teacher's lounge is locked, so screw you, I guess no teacher room for you. Secondly, classrooms. Role-playing in classrooms is simply impossible because it'll force you into a class. On old campus, you could enter the classroom at most times a day for the classroom to be empty. Now it's impossible. Both these factors push you towards the leveling system, which goes back to my second point that everything is about grinding now. It's a very direct way of saying, oh, you can unlock cool roleplay features if you spend God knows how long in this game to get this random ass teacher's room. Or, oh, you want to roleplay in a class? Well, why don't you play a class instead? There's no option to not participate in a classroom the way that there was in Campus 1 and 2. It's just so annoying. There is a very delicate balance that needs to be upheld with role-playing and grinding, one which is best done by the day and night system I spoke about. It gives 3/4 the day for role-playing and 1/4 for leveling, and that 1/4 could even be ignored for grinding with the not attend button. It's simply much better. The fact that Barbie abandoned this beloved system is just further proof that yes, the new campus is in fact no longer a role-playing game. So, in summary, grinding and constant teleportations and the level locking locations, among other things, in actuality makes things annoying and hard to roleplay in. But this is just my opinion. What about you? Do you agree or disagree? Do you also want changes to bring back the day and night system from Campus 1 or 2? Or do you enjoy the current state of Royale High? Leave it in the comments below. I love reading you guys' opinions and talking with y'all. Thanks for watching, stay safe and stay healthy. Mwah!